Thank you, Gary. It's a great day to be here, and I'm thinking back about a year ago when this idea was really developed out of a walkabout I was doing on campus with Tom Neal and Eric Yankee. And at that time, the plan was to do a remodel on the current health center. And we asked the what-if question of what if we were to think about a different project and what might that look like? And then a number of people went to work on that, and a lot of heavy lifting by students and by Gary and many others in the audience. And here we are to celebrate the opening of a health center moving forward. So it's a really exciting time to be here. I want to take this opportunity to introduce two of our board members who are here. Our chair, Jim Baumgartner, will speak later. Here's in the front row. Thank you. And Marshall Guthrie, over here to my left. And I also want to recognize Representative Paul Evans, who's here with us as well in the back. Thank you, Paul, for coming. At this time, Gary will introduce a few others, and then we'll have a few other speaking parts, and we'll get on with the groundbreaking. So thank you.
So thank you, President Fuller. So what I want to do is kind of give you an overview of our event here. We will hopefully have three speakers. One of our speakers is not here, our student body president, so hopefully she will arrive at about appropriate timing for her to speak. But the plan was to have kind of three different outlooks on this project. One coming from Jaime Silva, who's the director of the facility, our student body president, kind of giving the student perspective on the facility, and then having Chair Baumgartner also kind of speak from the university perspective on it. Once we've had our speakers, we have Bob Tom here, who will help bless the site, and then we'll do some shoveling, and then there's some cake and refreshments in the back. So that's kind of our plan at this point. I'd like to also make a couple acknowledgements before we have our first speaker come up. We have Paul Kylo, who's our foundation chair. Paul, right there. Acknowledge him here. We also have several representatives from Soderstrom Architecture, who are the folks who have designed our facility, and they're somewhat scattered. I think there's a few up here and Brad's in the back, and appreciate them coming out for today. We have our Student Health and Counseling Center staff here, which again, great facility for them, and I know you'll hear some more from Jaime, so thank you for coming out. And Paul Finke and our physical plant staff. I mean, again, very helpful in this project, and appreciate seeing them and everyone else here today. So I'm going to invite Jaime Silva up to the podium to kind of give you the perspective of this facility, and it has been a long time. You know, I've been here almost a little bit over 12 years, and as I first got here, there was discussion about wanting to expand that facility. So it's taken 12 years, but we're finally getting there. So come on up.
Good afternoon. It's really exciting to be here today, and I want to thank you all for being part of it, of this ceremony, this groundbreaking, the new beginning for our new facilities, and we're really excited about that. I don't know how many of you know or have seen our current building. It's a one-story building right across from Warner University Center. It was originally designed as an infirmary where 6 students would spend the night and be healed. After a few years, more services were integrated into that clinic, and now we have 3 services that we have for students there. We have medical services, we also have mental health counseling services, and we have wellness education services there for our students. Our medical staff is currently consisting of a part-time physician and 3 nurse practitioners, one of whom is our medical services director. And unfortunately, she could not be here today. And then we also have medical assistants on our medical team. During this last year, just to give you a picture of our services, during this last academic year, 2015-16 that just concluded, our medical staff provided 4,257 medical appointments to our students. And a student satisfaction survey that was conducted by our wellness education department and our staff showed that 81% of the respondents rated the medical services as excellent, and 62% of the respondents considered these medical services as very important to their success and retention at Western Oregon University. We're providing excellent services to our students, and our new building will allow us to expand our range of services. We would like to increase our medical staff so that students don't have as much of a wait time for appointments. We are also excited about implementing or re-implementing a program called C-Care. This was in place when I arrived about 8 years ago, and then it was a grant-funded state program that ended, and we have reapplied, and our medical services director has been instrumental in helping us get approved, become approved again to offer C-Care to our students. C-Care is a federally funded program, and it focuses on reproductive and sexual health. So this is one of the services that we will be reintroducing for our students in the fall. Another exciting development is that all 3 of our nurse practitioners are going to be trained to become sexual assault nurse examiners. This is a major accomplishment and a big success for our students. If a student is sexually assaulted, currently they have to travel to either Salem or Corvallis to have one of these specialized sexual assault examinations. And now that we will have all three of our providers trained as sexual assault nurse examiners, the students can remain here and they can have that service here. So they don't have the added stress and inconvenience to travel somewhere after having undergone this traumatic event. So with the added space, equipment, and technology, we are really looking forward to improving our medical services to our students. The second service I want to talk about is our mental health counseling services. Our mental health counseling staff consists currently of our counseling director, and I don't think he's here. He wasn't able to make it either. He leads a team of counselors. There are 6 other professional counselors on the counseling team. And we also average about 2 interns per year from different graduate programs in the area. We've had interns from George Fox University, from Pacific, from Corbin University, and also the program here on campus, the Rehabilitation Mental Health Counseling Program, also sends us interns. And together with the counselors, we provide services, mental health services for students. When I first arrived in 2008, there were only 2.8 full-time counselors on staff. During that year, we provided 2,238 mental health appointments. Since that time, we are now seven mental health professionals, and this last year that just concluded, we provided 4,554 counseling appointments to our students, so it's slightly over double. So we're very proud of that, and we know that the students are really benefiting from that. In fact, the survey that was conducted at the end of spring term showed that 84% of the students that responded rated the mental health counseling services as excellent, and 80% said that the counseling services were very important for them to remain on campus and to succeed. One of the things that we're really excited about with this new facility, this new building we're going to have, is that we will have more space and we can plan for future expansion of our staff to provide more services to our students. It also gives us an opportunity to continue partnering with community partners such as Polk County Mental Health and the Early Assessment and Support Alliance. These programs come to campus on occasion and they provide mental health evaluations and assessments for students who are at serious risk for danger to self or others. We also will have more room to provide students with mental health therapy groups and support groups, and hopefully also increase the number of interns that can help with our mental health services. The third service that we have in our clinic is wellness education. This is our education and prevention arm of our services. We have 2 professionals in our wellness education staff, and we do have our assistant director of wellness education, Craig, here, and Pam, the other person on our staff. And they also have a team of peer mentors that help them with training and guidance and education and orientation to students. And what they do is the peer mentors go through extensive training so that they then can turn around and mentor other students and help them through their journey here at Western. The wellness education staff and peer mentors provide campus programs and training on various topics that help students through their journey. Topics include social wellness, emotional wellness, safety, physical wellness, smoking cessation, alcohol and drug issues, sexual assault, bystander training, and many other topics. And the peer mentors also partner with campus housing staff to provide in-hall programs in the residence halls, and they also have office hours where they meet with students and provide them emotional support and guidance. This last year, the peer mentor program provided 8,521 student contacts during their office hours, so they're really busy supporting students and helping them through their experience here at Western. And this new building will allow more room to plan and prepare programming, store supplies, and hold trainings and presentations for students and staff. I'm very proud of our clinic staff. They are student-focused and they are very caring professionals. And they provide a positive effect to Western Oregon University's retention and graduation rates. This new building will help us to have a comfortable, confidential, and aesthetically pleasing environment where we can serve our students in a better fashion. I would like to express my gratitude to President Fuller, who encouraged us to consider building a new facility rather than try to remodel the outdated building that was in need of extensive and expensive updating. Thank you to our planning and design team who have worked hard on designing the building that will meet our student needs, current needs, and future needs. Thank you to Dr. Dukes for his continued advocacy, support, and guidance. And thank you to our staff for their excellent service to our students. Most of all, I want to thank our students. We are here because of them and for them. They support us financially, and it's an honor to be part of their support system here at Western. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaime. And as Jaime was just alluding to, students are a big factor in all this because we had to go out and ask students to help support this project, and they were very supportive of it. So we're fortunate to have our student body president, Alma Pacheco, to come and speak to you a little bit about the student perspective with our new facility.
Good afternoon, everyone. As mentioned before, my name is Alma Pacheco, and I am very grateful and honored to be here today. I am your newly elected student body president, and not only I'm the newly elected student body president of Western Oregon University, but I'm also very passionate about advocating and representing the student body, not just for Western Oregon, but advocating for the student needs of all Oregon. And really, one of the major issues of right now the university is how high the cost is, and not just that, but maintaining a healthy body that can allow us to go to school and allow ourselves to achieve all those academic goals that everyone has. Unfortunately, myself, since I was born, I've faced many health issues, not just for my body, but mentally, and also my family. And because of several issues, I haven't been able to afford it, nor I haven't been able to obtain the necessary health care here in Oregon. But fortunately, because of Western Oregon, because of the opportunity that Student Health and Counseling Center offers to the student body, I am able to maintain a healthy body and still go to school and still be able to be involved and represent the students of Western. Not just that, but adding to all this passion, adding to all my history, there has been extraneous work put into this school. And now, finally, this building is going to be built for our students. It's not only going to offer 100% customer service, not just that I'm going to have to wait, just like what I do when I go to student health appointments at the center. I have to see that sometimes they have to share a room and it's a bit uncomfortable, but this student health service is going to be full on 100%, and I'm so happy. I unfortunately wasn't part of the process when asking the student body for their support, but Corbin Gardner, the previous student body president, let me know and demonstrated to the student senate and to the student government that the work and this goal needed to happen because the students supported it. First survey, we did 2 surveys. The first survey, we got 300 responses. And with those 300 responses, we got more than 80% approval of those students. And we still weren't sure about the support. So we asked our student body again, a second survey, those same students, if they were completely sure that this project should go on, even though it's gonna cost us a little more money for our tuition. And still, over 70% said yes. Obviously, we were completely in need of this service, and this service to be granted to us 100% of the way. Thankfully, and I really am thankful for all of you who worked on this project, this is actually going to happen. I believe it was over 10 years that this goal happened, and I'm glad that it's not just a renewal, but it's gonna happen for full on from the ground up. And I'm very excited and I'm very happy to be here and let you all know that yes, Western Oregon students were in support of it, and also I am too. So again, thank you for this opportunity, for letting me speak to you all and reassuring you that students do need this service.
Thank you, Alma. And our last speaker is Chair Baumgartner of our Board of Trustees.
Thank you, everybody. Welcome, and thanks for coming today. It's a great opportunity, and it's a great success that we want to celebrate on behalf of Western Oregon University. The board has been in place now officially for just over 1 year. July 1 last year, we took over full responsibility, governing responsibility for Western Oregon University, independent of the state of Oregon system of higher education for the first time in 85 years, Ryan? 86 years, I stand corrected. And July 1st was also the beginning of Dr. Fuller's tenure as president of the university. So it's been a great year for the university. It's been a year of change. It's been a year of newness. It's been a year of exploration. During the process of hiring Dr. Fuller, I was involved with that. We dealt a lot with the phrase Brave New World because everything was changing. But last July, Dr. Fuller and I met and we adopted the Lewis and Clark expedition as our model. Why? Because Lewis and Clark were sent out to figure out just what the heck it was Thomas Jefferson bought, right? What is out there? And we didn't know what was out here for Western Oregon University. We didn't know what opportunities were out here. We didn't know what challenges were out here, just like Lewis and Clark didn't know the Rocky Mountains existed. So we've been exploring for this first year, and just like Lewis and Clark, we've had incredible success. We've accomplished a lot, and this building is a perfect example. It's an investment by the entire community in Western Oregon University. It's an investment by the entire Western Oregon community in the future. And it's an investment by everyone in the students of Western Oregon University. And that's what we stand for, that's what we're here for, and that's what our mission is. And lastly, just let me echo something that Alma just said. It's an investment by the students of Western Oregon University. They put this as a priority. They embraced this idea brought to us by Dr. Fuller with his leadership, with this exploration of the new year. They put themselves on the line. They are investing in Western Oregon University. They are investing in their own future. I welcome their participation. I congratulate the university on behalf of its successes this year, and I congratulate it on this project and thank everybody for their support. Thank you very much.
So Western Oregon University also works very closely with our tribal partners and has made it a practice over the last 5 major construction projects to have the land and buildings blessed. We are very fortunate to have Bob Tom, a tribal elder, to bless our site today, and so I'd like to invite Bob to come up and bless our site here.
All right, thank you, Gary, and student body president and university president and all the staff and all of these important guests that showed up today for this ceremony. When you say ceremony to Indians, you don't know what you're going to get, what's going to happen. I wasn't so sure what the university wanted. I'm just going to spin off of the statements about Lewis and Clark and remind everybody that they would have never made it across the United States and across the Rocky Mountains without the assistance of the Indian tribes. And it brings up a feeling that should be here. We need to get back to the spirit of those early settlers in their meetings with Indian tribes. And when they got here, when they settled, it was an interdependent kind of living. Everybody had to help each other. They built barns together. They planted. It's an interdependent way of living. And so the people here, the things that people are saying, there's a sense of being interdependent here between the students, administration, between the boards and the foundations, everybody helping each other. No one being more important than the other. An interdependent way of living. And so hopefully that building will be that way. When we bless, and I try to think of an analogy that's close to what we do in our homelands in terms of blessings. When we have a blessing of a house, and there's going to be a building here someday, we would come into it and we would talk seriously about the purpose of that building and what's the responsibility of the people in that building and what they need to try to create and the importance of it. And we'd tell them, you know, you're not a father till you have a child. You're not a mother till you have a child. And so forth. So when students come to this building, I hope that it becomes a two-way thing. Counselors with degrees, that's great that we have them. But still they have to continue to grow and learn. And the diversity of our students, now we have different problems. We have different ways of communicating, different issues. And so as a father, you're not a father till you have a child, and then it's a two-way thing. The child teaches you how to be a father, and you have to teach that child how to be a child. And hopefully there's the openness in this building where a student can help counselors become better counselors, and that counselors will listen and have that goal. And so with the house, we talk about that that's a living place. It has a life. So when somebody walks in your house, how do you want them to feel? You want them to feel welcome? The appearance? Is it static or is it welcoming? And it doesn't happen unless you decide that when somebody comes in this building, this is how they're immediately going to feel. That, and you know, an education facility, when we send our children to a university, they're coming here for a formal education. But at the same time, they've left home. So we appreciate it when institutions have a powwow, have staff, so that that cultural education can continue along with the formal education. And so we see those things here at this university. And you may not know it, but a lot of kids don't end up here unless a grandparent say, okay, that's a place you can go. And so when a school is dealing with the diversity and the cultural differences and embracing them, you know, that's a place that we like to send our children. And I apologize for not addressing you as I should. If I was in a tribal setting, I would do that, and I need to do it here. So, New Lashri. Yudayash, Dudidan, Muklatna, Kloata, Mapwanutni, Shasta, Klamath, Umpqua, Rogue River, Inseltion. And so I've greeted you in our proper tribal manner. Told you who I am and where I'm from. My mom is from the Siletz tribe. How many know where the Siletz reservation is? All right, President knows. Good. And the Grand Ronde. So I'm from those two tribes. And so when Dean Azul, I don't know how many of you know Dean Azul, but he's a graduate of Western Oregon, or a graduate of OCE, Oregon College of Education, and has been in Indian education and served an important role in the Indian education issues in the state of Oregon for years and years, and he just recently graduated from Portland State, or retired from employment at Portland State University. So my mom and dad, and when Dean called me about someone doing a blessing here, looked at several people, but we have big tribal functions going today. And I asked, I didn't know exactly what Gary wanted, but it was important, and I felt that it was a good thing that the university wanted some representation from the tribes. This area is very close to me. My great-grandfather owned some big horses, and him and my dad skived a lot of the roads in this area when they were being built. They came out here and they rented their teams of horses out to the harvesting in the fields, preparing the fields and harvesting. Our whole family would come, and the women in the family would do sewing, making things that the family needed, putting up things. And so, even though my homeland isn't here, we have experiences and we have memories from here. And I can't believe the growth. When I first came here, there were buildings just that way. There was nothing down here. And it's just amazing. And I'm just thankful that this university is expanding, and they have dormitories. They have so many things here now for our students, and it's that interdependence, people working together to make those things happen. So I feel privileged to be here today with this gathering. These kind of ceremonies are so important, and I hope that once that building's up and once all that staff is in there, that once in a while they'll just sit down and talk about what this building's for and what it's about, and just renew that goal of working for our students. So I know it's Friday. You guys are probably off duty now. I should let you go and get back out there in the traffic. But I do appreciate the time. I'm just going to do, on some of the open ground here, just do something there, and then I'm through. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. I think we're the ones that are truly honored to have you joining us today to help bless this land and make it a special place for all of our students to come and appreciate and enjoy. Bob, don't go too far, because what I'd like is to have our speakers come back up. We're going to turn some dirt here. President Fuller and there's a few other folks. If you come on up now, we'll try to make our ground turning piece.
Ready? Three. One, two, three. There you go. Oh, you want to hold it?